Fire, fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. What's this? Got y'all all turned up. Tell me what's going on. So many Israelites searching who they are and preparing to go home. Wait a minute, I thought this was home, but you speak of another place. We in the land of our enemies in captivity, but the gathering is safe. You play fire, 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 fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. Ever since I woke up and finding what belongs to me, I want my crown and my robe like the saints of old, my legacy and history. Wait a minute, I thought you was the children of slaves, but you're telling me you're kings and queens. We the chosen of Yah, the apple of his eye, the original royalty. Fire, 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 fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul.
Rebirth, fire in my soul, all flames in the members. Ruach, contained in our members. Ruach, Jeremiah, cause it shut up in our bones. Can't sleep so deep like it came in syringes. Why? Cause our king is tremendous. Most high, serial contenders. Hallelujah, Abaya, Yahusha, Yahuda, Yahuda. Get them hands up in the sky.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul.
Yeah, get the fire in my bones, yo. Yo, get the fire in my bones, yo. Yo, get the fire in the bones, yo. You don't even know.
Hey, shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom. It's your boy Michael Israel here. I'm getting everything up and running, and we're going to get started with this morning's lesson. Just enjoy the music and share and invite people in, and we'll get started here soon.
All praise to the Most High. First of all praises to the Most High. Most cry and wonder why it's all strife. Grew in the hood just to dodge cops. That feeling's all too familiar, like the slave patrol night watch. They say get out, but that's a tight box. We grew up in that sunken place. The brain is tight locked. The deep sleeps in Isaiah Ock. Judah special, we drown sorrows in Harlem Nights and Red Fox. Police brutality's the norm to us. They harm us and misinform with the plan to all the Torah. Well, fam, you gotta read the Torah. Israelites are ancestors, Jerusalem full of posers. What they did to Joseph, look a little closer. Brother turn an enemy and hit you with the poker. Oppressors, they opposers, back of the bus rolls of distractions and the act of attacks to hide motives. I told you. All praises to the Most High. our story, it's our story. Read the book and it won't lie. For his glory, for his glory. Yo, it's a shame. Losing hope to gain normality, cause our reality is the Mortal Kombat fatalities, no principalities, and declining of all morality. But in the vanity, there's a prophecy still happening. On the internet, the enemies still cackling, the blind leading the blind, right into the reckoning. But ain't no glory in forming weapons against your brethren. Or we gon' come together or perish because of foolishness. Sell drugs, pop slugs, that's pretty damaging. It helps them, not us, our own worst enemy. Divided in the hood, oppressed, we got no synergy. Work then retire and die, we got no energy. But this is just a sample of dirt. In God's words, we astronomers, proverbs and bywords. We should focus on the law and the glory of his word, cause the teachers and the doctrines of men is absurd. All praises to the Most High. It's our story, it's our story. Yeah. Read the book and it won't lie. For his glory, for his glory. Yeah. Yo, Israel. It's just part one, man. Part two on the way. Check it out.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom. It's Michael Israel. We'll be getting started here in about a minute. I'm just doing the final touches.
Let's get it. Ha. Hey, Mr. Black. Yahoo. Hey, Mr. Black. Yahoo.
If you come against the scriptures, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our heritage, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man, we gon' rise up, rise up. We rise up. If you come against the king, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our Elohim, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man, we gon' rise up. We rise up, and rise up.
Oh me, oh my. Atheist tweeting OMG. Life came to a standstill and then got real with them prophecies. Every time we done pass go, monopolize the monopoly. You give us 200, take 300, charge us for the property. Y'all gave us this authority. To be honest, got it honestly. Which means we are joint heirs. Zombies twins on a trampoline. We speak what he wrote. Melania's speech, Michelle's notes. Israel hit the ground running like a breech birth cause we got hope. Hold up. Yeshua is the Messiah. It's his will over our will, so we call that student driver. He calls us his song. Sorry, Mariah. Post when carry these notes. Addressing all outsiders, we will rise up.
If you come against the scriptures, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our heritage, we gon' rise up. It don't matter.
Shalom, 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 shalom. It's and Shabbat Shalom. It's your boy Michael Israel here. You are watching Spiritual Combat. So shalom, no y'all. Shalom, Sister Koya. My wifey. Shalom, Sister Shante. Shalom, Yaso. And shalom, Sina Falk on, man, appreciate you watching on Periscope over there. Awesome. I like I said, I started consistently putting my stuff up over there. If you have any questions over there on Periscope, definitely put it in there. Shalom. So yeah, if y'all have any questions over there, like I said, I'm watching you guys over there, monitoring. So yeah, absolutely. If you got questions over there. Shalom to my watchers over there on YouTube also. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And Sister Koya said she's on her way. So she's on her way over to the room. She's gonna be my little production engineer. And so she's coming from the bedroom over to the studio room here. Shalom, shalom, brother Troy. Periscope, sister Shantae. Periscope, it's Twitter. It's over there on Twitter. It's another social media thing. Shalom, Badeya. I think I got that right. You let me know. And I got the computer set up for you, Koya, whenever you get over here. So she'll be putting scriptures up there if I need her to, or if y'all put them up, that'd be awesome too in the comments or whatever. And if y'all just tuning in, just the format, the way I do it today, I got a bunch of little different topics that I'm going to loosely stick to. But if y'all got any questions or comments or anything like that, definitely just put them in there and I will address them. Laid back format today. I'm not in a time crunch like I am during the week. So any questions you got, I'll definitely address them. So with that said, let's get it moving. What I'm gonna do, I'm kind of still continue building off of what if you tuned in last night, I had Brother Judah Mack on here, and I'm gonna just kind of build off some of the stuff we talked about there, and basically stick to what I typically talk to, just about kind of surface level character development type stuff. What I'm gonna get into first, shalom, Zenick, shalom family. But what I'm going to do, shalom Bob Parks. But what I'm going to do is I am going to, I got a little bit of news. So a couple of news articles I came across. After the feast days, you know, I'm this going to get a lot more organized with what I'm doing to keep people better informed. One thing I do want to say is, for any of y'all on here, any of y'all watching, man, understand this. Around these feast days, any of the feast days, realize that you're going to come under heavy spiritual attack. Not necessarily from your brothers and sisters, but from other nations. It's just Satan working behind the scenes, undermining you. You're going to come under heavy spiritual attack. In anywhere he finds a soft spot during this season, he gonna smash on it, and to the T. I could tell you, so because it's happened. It has happened to us. It's happening to us. It comes with the territory. That's why you a soldier in this warfare, because this is when he will wage war, and it's. What I'm talking about is, this is the same thing. This is a warfare tactic in real war. When I was in the military, around Christmas time, this is before I was in the truth, around Christmas time, around the holiday season, they'd start acting up over in the Middle East, because they know that's your weakest, vulnerable point, where you're getting ready for the feast days, all that stuff. So for us, we be getting ready for the holidays. They know you're going to be around your family. That's when they start acting up in the Middle East or wherever in the world, because it was strategic. It's the same thing. This is warfare. So expect to get attacked during this season. Shalom, Watchers King. I see you in there. Yeah, we need to have on the full armor, and you're going to get hit. Like we got hit. Keep it moving. It's like you don't sit there when you're in warfare, you out there on the battlefield. If you want to know what it's like, watch Saving Private Ryan. That's what it's like out here. And you got to keep moving forward. Mug get his head blown off. You don't stand there, oh my goodness. Like, cause you seen Saving Private Ryan. Dude got he got his melon popped open by a round, and the dude was standing back there like, what the heck? Wham! Then he caught one, you know? Where the other dudes who made it up the beach, boom, dude got blown up next to him. They just kept him moving. That's how you gotta be in this warfare. Boom, you get hit, and then you keep it moving. And we're gonna tell you. We're gonna come in a couple of weeks, you know, we'll come out, we'll show you a testimony where it is what it is, man. Warfare, you take your hit and you keep it moving like a soldier. Cause it you know, you don't sit there and soak in it, you know? And it's always like clockwork around these feast days. That's why you gotta be fasted up, prayed up, scriptured up, and you're gonna be good. Like Sister Shantae said, she said, yes, brother, we need to have on the full armor. Exactly. Cause Satan gonna look for your weakest link, and it's probably not gonna be in you. He gonna hit something, some other person who weak, or some person under his demonic control, whatever. Okay. Batdea put, yep, every time I plan to enjoy Sukkot, something always happen. Exactly. It's real talk, man. It's real talk. So, all right, let me make sure. All right. So yeah, that's where we at. It's warfare. You gotta learn to enjoy being a soldier. You can see I got the military shirt on. I got the camo. I just like to be reminded, and I like people to be reminded, hey, we are in warfare. And like Brother Judah Mack brought out last night, man. And shout outs to Judah Mack. Shout outs to Brother Mosh. That's what he told me to call him. I really had a hard time pronouncing his whole name. But while there are some doctrinal differences between my understanding, his understanding, maybe Rebirth's understanding, Boom's understanding, and our understanding, if you talk to that brother, you will see his spiritual understanding, his spirit of brotherhood, and that's the main spirit we're looking for, is right there. It's airtight, and you can build with him then, because he has that spirit of brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? And you heard some of the stuff. I verified it talking to people who are in the IUIC right now. They didn't have a single negative thing to say about him. It was only positive and uplifting stuff. And they're still in the IUIC under orders to leave him alone, to cast him away and all that. And they still signed off on him. So, but anyway, that was a good interview last night. But let's get into, if I could, we're going to get into a story I came across. This is an older story. You know, I don't know how, but I think it's important to get this information out. Okay? And we're just going to talk about the spiritual ramifications of it. And so we're going to go through a couple stories, and then we'll get into the message. Okay? So we'll run this. Check it out.
About a really alarming study which found that black women are exposed to higher levels of toxic chemicals in hair products, and many of the potentially dangerous chemicals were not even listed on the labels. That's according to researchers who looked at 18 different hair products, things that like anti-frizz serums, leave-in conditioners, even hair relaxers. They found that 72% of the tested products contained harmful chemicals that could interfere with hormones like estrogen, which could lead to hormone-related issues in women. women. Marissa Chan with Black Women for Wellness, an environmental research and policy manager, joins me. And we were talking in the break because I sort of said, wait. Is this widely known? Do we know this? And you were saying this is the first study of its kind that brought this kind of result.
Yeah, this is actually the first study of its kind that looked into specifically the concentrations of endocrine disruptors in hair products marketed to Black women. And for those who don't know, endocrine disruptors, they are chemicals that are known to mimic their body's natural hormones, and they can do that, through several different processes, but they can block, mimic, as well as affect your body's hormonal system.
We know that Black women have disproportionately suffered from hormone-related health problems, like fibroids. I've never understood why so many Black women have fibroids, but I don't recall meeting anyone, a woman that wasn't Black, that suffered from that.
Yeah.
So they correlated the use of the products with these chemicals and these problems in women.
Specifically, certain chemicals, like I mentioned, endocrine disruptors, they can impact your body's natural systems, and so endocrine disruptors are being found to be connected to a whole range of hormone-related diseases and disorders. So connecting to
isn't
fibroids.
the FDA supposed to be looking?
That's a very good point.
So what? Did they fall asleep on the job, or are they not really aware of Black hair products?
The FDA is aware of the chemicals that are in products, but they actually don't have the power to regulate. So there's no pre-market safety testing required. So companies can actually put almost any ingredient in a product and put it on our shelves.
So the onus is on the consumer to be informed, for not even just the consumer, but also stylists who are advising their clients to use some of these products, correct?
It should not be that way. It should not be on consumers to shop their way through products. It should not be on moms who have a bunch of different other issues in their lives to be chemists, to be able to turn over a product and understand the ingredient label. But unfortunately, with our current regulatory system, it's on consumers.
Okay, and like I said, you can look that whole video up, but it just endocrine disruptor, that's your hormonal system, and you know who we're getting these products from, it's other nations, it's Koreans. And I mean, you already know these people don't care about us. They beating our people up in the stores, and they got us all figured out because you saw they beat the woman up in the store, then they boycotted the store, then he put the hair at half price, and then our people lined up at the store. And this is part of how they're destroying us. I talked about, there's a video out there on YouTube that I saw, and I'm sure it's on Facebook too, where this lady, she was a cop, and she had to do morgue duty, so they had to have a cop there. And the guy working in the mortuary said, "Here, let me show you something." He showed her where all the Black women with natural hair that he had, they had to cut the top of their heads off. He showed the lady the brains, the top of the brains of all the Black women with natural hair. It was normal. The Black women with the perms, you could see where holes were being eaten in their brain from those chemicals seeping in there. They're destroying us. All because what? They done brainwashed us into not liking our natural hair. And it's brainwashing. And you might not believe what I'm saying, and you shouldn't just take what I say for face value. But you need to begin doing research. Have I been brainwashed into not liking my natural hair? Because up into the 70s, we were beginning to love our hair. But now it's another way that they poison you, that they mess your mind up. An endocrine disruptor, if you disrupt someone's endocrine system, their hormone system, a lot of that stuff, it controls all the stuff in your body, including your emotions. That junk will have you crazy. So I could show you in the Bible where that is basically witchcraft. Because witchcraft is like pharmakia, is like using substances and compounds to mess with your mind, to mess with your spirit and all that. I could do a whole lesson on it. And it's just another one of the ways they use to destroy us. But I can tell you this, our sisters are beginning to wake up. Because you see a lot of sisters going natural. And I'm telling you, it's prophecy. As this wake up begins to accelerate, you're gonna begin to see our sisters go natural. See the deception. Okay. So yeah, Sister Koya is in the room now. She getting situated. This computer's on. So you could use this computer. You just like that. But you're gonna begin to see our sisters become more and more aware of what's going on, of the deception. Let me see. I think this thing hung up. Okay. I think it's good. It looks like it might be skipping. Y'all let me know. Give me, well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just my computer over here. But you're going to see our sisters begin to become more and more awake, become more and more aware, and they're going to shut these Korean businesses down. And it ain't going to be by standing out there holding up a sign protesting. It's going to be by bringing out the truth of this word. It's going to wake our sisters up about, their natural hair care. Hey, shout out to Brother Judah Mack. He's in there. Appreciate you coming on last night, man. Good morning, brother. Y'all say shalom to Brother Judah Mack. Just really appreciate the edification, just vibing with him, man. And just so you know, Sister Koya, she has sister locks. She is a student of natural hair care because she went through all the frustration of coming out of this, the deception of this beast system with that hair oppression that they put on our sisters. But she will be coming on the show either today or tomorrow. You coming on today? Or tomorrow? Sister Koya Israel is going to be on this show tomorrow. I know she was supposed to do it 2 weeks ago, but she's super busy. She does a lot, and a lot more got put on her plate. But she is going to be on this show, and she can go from A to B when it comes to sisters' hair, from diet to natural products to going through the transition of going to your natural hair, of the big chop. And just the spiritual and emotional mindset and how to edify you, all that, A to B on it. And she's a good sister that if y'all need encouragement in doing something like that, she got a passion for sisters, and she'll give you encouragement and all that. So definitely tune in to that show. It's gonna be tomorrow, probably around 1 o'clock. What time roughly? Probably 1 o'clock. Yeah, probably around 1 p.m. tomorrow. Definitely tune in if you a sister. I'm going to even change the camouflage on the show to pink. It's going to be pink camouflage on here. And I ain't going to be nowhere to be seen on that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just downgrade to a video engineer. I'm going to be operating the stuff in the back. But definitely tune into that show, sisters, because look, I ain't going to turn up, but the anger, man, I be feeling, I just want to convey this the right way without getting in trouble. I don't like I don't like seeing my sisters in them Korean people store. And that's all I'm going to say. Because I don't want to get myself in trouble. Because I'm ready to turn up when I talk about that. I don't like them people selling my crap to the sisters of my nation. Period. And that's as far as I could go with that. I don't like them. And you can't go in there and firebomb their stores. You can't do that. You can't go in there and punch them in the mouth. You can't do that. But what the Most High Yah did mandate us to do, what he does, the most efficient way to crush that business and that nation is to wake our sisters up and educate them and edify them. And like I said, that's what Sister Koya Israel, she's going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to promote that far and wide. and that's going to be the step that's going to dismantle this nation. They make all their money off. You know, I keep talking, I'm gonna get turned up, so I'm gonna keep it wise. Okay, so some other big news that I know y'all have heard a lot this week, and I can't is about Africa, going back to Africa. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play a quick video here, and then we're gonna I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the Africa, how they're opening their arms to us and all that. And there's been a little debate about that too. But let's watch this video first, and then we'll go in on it.
Presented to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President, Republic of Ghana. Presented by Mayor James Kenny, City of Philadelphia, September 27, 2020.
The Year of Return Ghana 2019 is the only centrally organized public-private partnership and the first by an African country to commemorate 400 years of the arrival of the first enslaved African to the United States.
We want to be able to give our ancestors the worthy honor that they deserve through their resilience of producing the greatest generation of Africans that ever existed. That is our mission. Our mission is to remember what they have done, to remember their sacrifice, but to also be worthy of that sacrifice, to produce and manifest a generation of Africans that can manage our own affairs in reality, and that can also be the masters of our own destiny. That is the generation we want to proclaim Africans to be today. That is why we want to commend the government of Ghana. We want to commend the president of Ghana for taking on this bold initiative to do something that's never been done before, to proclaim a year of return. That's not just one event. That's a historical statement, Mr. President, which we want to commend you for. Putting your name to this, putting your administration to this, and inspiring Africans. Let's change the narrative. Let's lift up the African image. Let's make the African of the 21st century a new African. 400 years is long enough for other people to proclaim and to write and to declare our narrative. African people must write their own story. The Year of Return, Ghana 2019, will manifest that new kind of African.
Your Excellency, I came to honor you for your leadership.
All right. I'm not going to play that whole video. I'm sure a lot of y'all seen it, and I already see the comments in there. One of the sisters put, nope, not me. Yahuwah said he will bring us out, not man. We better not go before the Most High. Ghana is still part European. And this is the thing, because I know a lot of people, they do want to go over there, and they're welcoming us back. And when you look in the book, that is where we're going to go initially before we go back to our homeland of Israel. But the thing is, studying prophecy, and when you study prophecy and you study the word, you have to study it holistically, and not you have two people, they take it real literal, to where they're waiting for something magical to happen, and then you have other people who don't study it, and they just be boom, they just gone, you know. And so you got to take a whole bunch of things into account. And my understanding of it is, when you look in Bible, in Scripture, is it the time of the great Exodus, right now? No. But are we in the early stages of Ezekiel where the bones are beginning to come together and the bones are beginning to shake and get in place for a mass exodus for the whole world, for our people scattered all over the world to head back over there to Africa? Yes. Is it going to go where we came out from there, where we were scattered from there? We're going to come right back into there, and it's almost going to be like a reverse? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it's all lining up with Scripture. When you look at prophecy, when you look, because a good thing to study is fulfilled prophecy. And the way a lot of prophecy is fulfilled, it's not, it's not magical, it's logical. Okay? And one of the things that, what's the book? I can't remember the book. But it talks about how the gathering's going to go down. And then you look at the Ezekiel prophecy. The first thing that has to happen is we keep all these laws, statutes, and commandments. And when I say keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, I'm not talking about the outward ones only, where we're talking about, and this is all logical, you're going to see this. I'm not talking about the outward laws where we keep the feast days and we, what else? Like we dress accordingly and we know all these scriptures and all that. I'm talking about what me and Judah Mack and other brothers I'm getting with are teaching is we develop character. Okay? And let's do this. So y'all don't think I'm tripping because I keep saying character. I'm gonna pull up the definition of character, okay? And it says the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. That is what character is. And right now, there's a lot of separation in Israel. Because there's a lot of people of low character, low mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. They're low character people who know the word. They could go deep in the word. They go so deep that they drown themselves and they don't develop on the character level. And with that prophecy, I think it's in Jeremiah, let me stop talking about it and let me find it. It says that they will see Yah's spirit on us as a nation. And then they will know we're the people of the book. Because what's going to happen, wickedness is going to fall upon this world. And you see that happening now. I got the next news article is going to show you it's going to show you information concern. It's going to prove that where you can begin to see these nations beginning to come down, them beginning to fight amongst each other, among their selves here in America. And you can slowly begin to see us raising up. Okay? You can slowly begin to see us unifying, beginning to come together as a nation. So one of the big things that needs to happen is we need to begin operating as a nation. Because like the sister said, if we all just run over there, we Hebrew niggas here, we're going to be Hebrew niggas over in Africa. Same Hebrew, ignorant acting Hebrews here, just in a different longitude and latitude. That's it. So if you can't get along here, we're having relationship problems here. We having marriage problems here. We fighting with our brothers here. You just then you take it on Facebook. They fighting on Facebook. They can't get along there. They ain't building there. Now you're gonna go over to Africa and you can't build there. And while you got Koreans whooping your head over here and other nations whooping your head over there, you just gonna go over there And instead of Koreans taking advantage of you and beating you up in stores, it's just going to be Chinese people taking advantage of you and beating you up in stores. So in order for that mass exodus to really happen, boom, right back to what I keep saying. We got to get our mind right here. So we got to get our minds right here. We got to get lined up with this word and start operating in that as brothers and sisters, and not taking on and envying our oppressor and choosing his ways, which keep us separate. We got to be like, man, I don't want to have nothing to do with anything that's of this Greco-Roman beast system. Let's design our stuff according to this word, even if it don't line up, and let's walk according to that. Then we're going to be able to begin coming into unity and begin to be a nation. And let me pull that scripture up. And I see y'all been okay, y'all got a lot of comments in there. I'm gonna have to read over those. But let me Bible. Let me pull up my let's see. There it is. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to get that scripture in Jeremiah 16:14. I think it is. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no... That's not it. Therefore... Not say yet, number, and it shall come to pass. Okay, I got it here somewhere. I just got to find that scripture in Jeremiah where it talks about that they're going to see the spirit of Yah upon us as a people. Okay, and oh. No, it's Joel. Joel 3 verse 1, I think. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. It says, and they have cast... Oh, no, that's not it. Man, I can't believe I don't have. I know I have that. Therefore, behold. Let's see. Yeah, the number. And it shall come to pass that day, Lord shall. Okay, it's Isaiah 11:11. I think. Okay. No. I'm going to have to find it. If one of y'all know it, post it in there for sure. But with that said, it's like, because I seen people online getting in, they on Facebook arguing, getting emotional, and having knockdown dragouts about this. And shalom, Sister Hicks. Nice to see you in there. And shalom to y'all over there on YouTube. See y'all there. King Cart, shalom. And Ayasha Kwam, shalom to you. I'm trying to find that verse. This might be it here. If not, I'm going to just keep it moving. It says, okay, yeah, this is it. It's Isaiah 60. Starting at verse 1. It says, arise, shine, for thine light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Okay, kings to the brightness of thy rising. And it says, lift up thine eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thine side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. It said, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, and they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of the Lord. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebiah shall minister unto thee. They shall come unto the acceptance and mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. And so when you go on to read that, verse, you see basically, and you can read the whole chapter there, and what I like to call that is the short-term biblical prophecy of, it kind of ties us into what the next prophetic event is. And if you want to know what the next prophetic event to happen is, you could tie that in with the dried bones in Ezekiel. And what it's telling you is the first step is the bones begin to shake. And then the second step is they begin to move into place. So the thigh bones collected to the leg bone, and the foot bones collected to the, you know what I'm saying? All that. And then the bones begin to come together. And I would say right now, we're at the position where the bones are shaking and beginning to move in place, because they haven't come together. You got different camps and groups and ministries and all that, where we've gathered knowledge that, hey, this is who we are. But you see, you got to be blind if you don't see all the disunity. There's a breakup going on every other daggone week. Like, I really don't want to, I mean, well, it's been put out there. Like, but I'm not going to go into some of the stuff that's happened recently. But like out west, that group out there, I forget what their name is. Like, they just pulled the guy's show off YouTube, and there was a little bit of dissension and conflict over that. So there's still, and that's just one thing I mentioned. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. There's camps talking about other camps, and ministries talking about the camps, and the camps talking about this. So there's still the bones, the sinews, and the ligaments, and the cartilage has not been formed between the bones yet. Because one bone saying, oh, a thigh bone is telling a foot bone that they ain't in the truth. Well, no, he a foot and you a thigh, and I'm a finger, and I'm a head bone, whatever. So if you want to know exactly where we're at in biblical prophecy, that's where we're at. Because you'd be blind if you didn't see all the dysfunction out there right now. Well, not dysfunction, but just disunity. So the bones are not connected together. So that's where we're at. But once those bones come together and that bond begins to form between the bones, and it becomes a body, and the flesh gets put on, all that, then then he breathes life into it, and then you start seeing big things happen. Okay? But don't get it twisted now. Okay? The thing that's going on over there is a part of it. Because you can go over there now, and I'm doing my research on it, but I know some brothers who let's see. So I know some brothers who have who are doing research on it, and you can go over there and make money and be more fruitful over there if you have the skills that are required, you know. And we need that. That's going to be part of our nation coming together, you know. And those people, we got brothers and sisters over there who need to wake up. Talking to Dr. Mumbi, she was saying how, man, y'all waking up quick over here. Okay? It's like, but we need y'all, she was saying we need y'all to come over here and wake us up. Because these brothers are super asleep. A lot of those Africans over there do whatever they see us doing. Okay? And what they're doing is they do what they see us doing in mainstream media. And if you watch what Josh is doing, Rebirth of a Nation, what they're doing, and if you look at what Ron Dalton's doing with his documentary, and some of the other things that are being worked on, we're coming out with media to counter the poisonous media. And she was like, we need it over there because they need something besides the poison they're getting. And whatever they see us doing, they're going to do. So don't be so quick to, oh, I ain't going over there in Africa. You know, that's wickedness. No, that's part of the way. You'd be crazy to not realize, hey, our brothers and sisters who are able need to go over there and begin to build and push that wake up over there. And fuel that wake up because they look up to us over here, okay? And they're being repentant of, you know, they're repentant. Like the president of a nation said, he's being repentant. And what happened? That's big, you know. And what I'm gonna do, you know, because I'm not as knowledgeable on all that as some of the brothers I've talked to. I'm gonna have some of them on the show so they could really go in on that. And we can have clarity and understanding on that topic, okay? And to show y'all something else, where we're beginning to come up and they're beginning to come down, is this. Do some research on that heroin epidemic. Driving a black Suboxone is like, and Sister Shantae, I know you could testify to this. This heroin epidemic that is hitting white America is making the crack epidemic look like, you know, nothing. Because and it's just like the crack epidemic because these people but it's worse because these people are getting on this, what's that stuff called? Heroin, and what's the other stuff called? Huh? Opioids, and it's something else they got. Oh, man. But they're getting on this stuff, and they sell all that stuff in their house. I seen, like, you go to Walmart now, you don't see no brother out there begging. Fentanyl. They get on fentanyl. You don't see the brothers out there begging when you go around here. You go to Publix and all these stores, it's them out there begging. And I seen them out there. I'm not lying. I seen a woman out there with her baby right there with her looking strong out. Whole family stand out there with a baby in a stroller begging for money. Look, the contractor who worked out here in that neighborhood building these houses, you know, I was talking to him. He was like, it's ravaging their families. He told me about like 8 people or something like that who died that he know. Kids. Just this. I mean, and Sister Shantae she said overdose rates are much higher. It's easy to overdose. It's like But those who killed by the sword, because the information came out that the government, the upper level government, funded and strategically created and used the crack to destroy us. And they admitted to it, but the statute of limitations ran out. They were unrepentant. What? Most High smashed them right in the head with it too. You know what I'm saying? And worse. And they don't know how to. And then they said they get addicted. And Sister Shantae can back this up. They get addicted to the medication. I think it's this stuff here. Suboxone. They get addicted to that and then overdose on that. So they don't know what to do, man. It's a mess. Y'all do your research on it. I'm not lying to you. All right, here we go. Here we go right here. Confirmation. Sister Tammy, and shalom, Sister Tammy. She said, I'm a nurse and I see it daily.
Wow.
She said alcoholism too, and certain diseases are killing them too. It's an outbreak of typhus, I hope I pronounced that right, in Los Angeles now. Wow. I don't even know what the heck that is. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and just realize, like, so these brothers, like, that's why you don't hear me. I don't bang on white folks and all that, because the Most High is smashing on them. And he didn't tell us to go out there and bang on white folks. No, he did not. The righteous ones who are repentant are going to come into this truth and with humility, because they know we the people of the Most High. And if your people mistreated the people of the Most High, you ain't going to come in there haughty and proud. You're going to come very humble to it. But he dealing with them. But what I need to be dealing with is my people and all the, you know, the strife and separation we have. And the way I'm dealing with that is just teaching that basic character development doctrine. Same thing, brother, that I see Brother Judah Mack doing. And I like that, you know. But yeah, this thing smashing into this thing, man. It's smashing into them. All right. So Sister Tammy said, and they humble in that hospital bed. That's heavy. It's no joke, man. I'm telling you, Most High, he'll deal with it. A lot of people try to fight back, and that ain't in the book. You can't show me where he told you to fight back and come at them and attack them and do all this stuff. You're gonna lose. Like that video, Koya, we were watching on Vice, the Gorilla Mainframe. The dude's like, yeah, I'm training them up on arms stuff, and Gorilla it's a black group down there in Tampa. It's like, I'm training them on arms and self-defense, this and how to defend themselves, and we go out and protest and walk around with our guns. Dude, you ain't gonna outgun this dude.
And the police came right over there. And
he was getting interviewed. Yeah, he was out there in a park, and the police came up to him during the Vice interview and said, "Put your hands up," and you gotta bow down to their power. Like the Most High gonna take this nation down, and I'm telling you firsthand. And I got time to rant and talk, so I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna tell y'all some heavy stuff about the military. Like I said, I was in the Air Force for 20 something odd years, and I've seen and heard some crazy stuff. I'm gonna tell you, you ain't gonna beat this dude. Like, you having a gun is like me, like the difference in their capability is like my child having a rock in their hand and me having a sniper rifle. Like, that's the difference. That's how you'd be able to defend yourself against what they have. And I'm gonna be honest with you, real talk, that's not even a good analogy. Because I've seen the capabilities, and I've heard stories of what they're into. I know some of the technology out there, and it's not top secret stuff, but I mean, I'll put it to you like this. I used to work on B-1 bombers, okay? And one time we went up to Canada, to a bomb range, and they gave us an invitation. They let us go out on the range and observe the plane dropping bombs. And I'm thinking, okay, we're going to be sitting there. We're going to be sitting there, and we're going to just, be on the range, and then the plane going to fly over, and we're going to see bombs dropping out the bottom. I'm like, it's going to be cool. That's not how they do it. We could hear, they gave us a tie-in on the radio so we could hear the pilots talking on what they were doing. And, we all looking, we're like, okay, like en route, they were like on the trajectory to the target and all this stuff, okay, bombs release, okay, departing. And we out there on the range like where the bomb release at? Look, what they were doing, they were flying this way, okay? They were way up high, and the target was like miles ahead. They dropped the bomb, turned this way, and the bomb kept coming towards the target just from the momentum from the plane. And they had turned, went the other way. You never saw the plane, never heard it, nothing. And then about 5 minutes later, you heard, like, I can't imitate what the sound sounded like because it was so weird. It was like the bomb coming through the air and disturbing the air. But it was scary because the fact, like, you would never, and you could barely see the bomb hit the ground because it was traveling so fast. Like, these boys will mess you up. And that's the stuff I've seen that, and that's how they hit you. And they're smart bombs, so they guide themselves in, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Now, and that's the planes with pilots on them. Now they got little mini bombs. They could take out one person with one little bomb from a drone, and that drone could stay on station way up in the sky to where you can never see it. That drone will stay on station for 24 hours, just sitting there watching you. And they'll be like, okay, he's getting ready to go to the store and get some groceries. Okay. Boom! One little bitty bomb blow you up. Another story. When I was in the Middle East, some pilots were behind me talking, and one of the planes I worked on, what they would do is track targets moving around in the desert, and then they call the planes in on it if it was hostile to blow it up. Well, sometimes, like once what the pilots were saying, they had called them in on the target. The pilot had armed his bombs and all that. And they were getting ready to go in and demolish this vehicle coming across the desert. And come to find out, they zoomed in and it was just a family in a Land Cruiser just driving across, the desert from one city to another. And the pilots were like, man, them people never knew. And they would have never known, what hit them. So all that to say, like Gorilla Mainframe, all these people thinking that you're going to stand up to these cats. You not. And then, two more stories. And this is interesting stuff because people ask, what is our military into? And it ain't what you think. There was a dude I work with right here in the Air National Guard, and he was telling me how his job was refueling equipment, airplanes, stuff like that. And he worked at a base down there in Mexico or whatever like that. And what he said happened is they knew that base, it goes way out into the desert, way out there. And they knew that there was some type of secret facility out there. They always knew about it, but it was highly top secret. Well, one day he got called to refuel a piece of equipment out there. So they called him and they said, hey, we need this piece of equipment refuel. So he got in his little truck and was driving, and he said he drove like 45 minutes out into the desert or something like that. I think it was 20 minutes out into the desert. He just driving out this road, and then he saw a vehicle out there. And so he drove, he met the vehicle out there, and then he drove another 20 minutes even further out into the desert to a building. He got in the building, got on the elevator with his gas, with the gas equipment, and the elevator took him down. You don't know how far he went down. And when the elevator door opened, there's a guy standing there with a gun. And he said, "You see this red line going down the hallway?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "If you deviate to the left or to the right of that line, I reserve the right to use deadly force on you." He's like, "Do you understand?" The dude was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I understand." So they started walking down the line, and they got to a room, and they stopped. And he's like, "Go into that room." He's like, "Can I get off the red line?" And he was like, "Yes." And he got off the line. He refueled the equipment, got back on the line, went back to the elevator, went up out, and headed out. And like he said he didn't know what the heck they was doing out there. Like they seemed to think it was something with monkeys or something, but he said whatever it was, you know, he didn't know. But they're into some heavy stuff. And this last story will kind of clarify what I think they're into. There's a base out there. It's called Edwards Air Force Base. It's in California. You could go on Google Maps and look at it. And I'm just to prove that I'm not lying of what I'm telling you. And I talked to this girl who worked out there. And there's 3 parts to the base. There's 3 kind of tarmacs where the planes park at on the base. I forget what they name them. One of them is experimental aircraft. The other one is kind of just military aircraft, you know, that they're messing with, that they're doing testing on. But the third one, they said nothing, they don't do anything with planes there. It just, they take stuff out of there. They never bring stuff in it. It's something weird going on. And what she said is the people she talked to that had went over there and looked in the hangar, what they said is what they saw in that hangar made them question the whole operation, what the whole military was really about. And they said it made them question, you know, everything. And they said what they saw over there had nothing to do with technology or equipment or nothing like that. They said it looked more spiritual than anything else, or more like they were trying to get in contact with another dimension or something. So all that to say, they into some heavy stuff. And like I said, the Most High gonna deal with them. You ain't. With a little pop gun, you know, getting some guns and learning how to, you know, do an arm bar. You can't do an arm bar on a bomb coming in on you. And when it come in, you ain't gonna see it. Especially if they hit you at night. All right, so somebody put, I was in the Air Force also, and it's no way we can fight against this particular branch alone and win. See? Another brother in the Air Force. That's brother Shalom, brother Bobby. He's over there on YouTube. So Shalom. But yeah, what they're doing is no joke. What all these nations are doing. I could show you a bunch of stuff because I used to study it a lot, especially being in the Air Force. Because before that girl told me that story, I had already seen things. Groom Lake, that's the Navy's top secret research place. I could show you stuff that subtly points at, like, the more of this stuff you study, you see something consistent that they messing with the spirit world. That Germany, they put it out there that at world, one of the things they said about Germany, that they had a whole branch dedicated to the supernatural. and look up Project Paperclip. Everything Germany was researching, the Nazis, everything they were working on, after we conquered them, we took it and we picked right up where they left off. Everything. The rocket program, the airplane program, the jet airplanes, every single weapon that you see that we have, Germany invented it. The nuclear missiles, everything. Like every single weapon, Germany came up with it. And they was heavy, they was heavy in that demonic realm of, or whatever you want to call it, the supernatural. So, and like I said, that's what our military and our government, why would look up that thing, man, what president? One of those presidents, I don't know if it was Clinton, one of them, or Obama or somebody, was pushing for them to release their findings of supernatural, or not supernatural, of alien encounters and stuff like that. And open up the files that they have on alien encounters, and they wouldn't do it. Well, why wouldn't you want to do that? Because you've encountered something. Something was found. And mind you, what they call aliens are demons. They've made contact with what they call other life, but extra dimensional life, which is in the spirit world. They've made it. And they, look up that Jimmy Carter was one of the presidents who was Jimmy Carter was a heavy, UFO buff. And he wanted to know real bad. And a lot of people voted him. I think they said there's a group of people who pushed for him to get in because they knew about that. But for the UFO stuff, there's a right to know thing where you have you got to have a right to know for them to reveal anything about that to you. Okay, so there was a guy who he worked in the government. And he was talking about how he saw where he was saying this about Jimmy Carter, about that he was that way, and he wanted to know. And he petitioned that they would brief him on it, and they wouldn't brief him. And what happened is a situation happened where they had to brief him on it. And the guy said when they briefed him on it, he said he didn't hear what they said to him, but he said after whatever they told him, they said he was just sitting there like this with his head down like that, like whatever they told him. And they told him, like, it wasn't, oh, there's no aliens, they don't exist. He said whatever they told him rocked him. It wasn't like, he wasn't like this, but he was like rocked on a bad level, like it was something bad they told him. And me personally, what I think they told him and what the guy thinks they told him is that, yeah, what you call aliens are demons and they control everything. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I think they briefed him on. Somebody put UFO. I remember how much they used to talk about this. Yeah. There was a UFO book writer who came into, he became a Christian. But he was in UFO book writer. What he do is interview people who had close encounters of the first kind or whatever, alien abduction, said they were abducted by aliens and all this stuff. And he would write books on that stuff about his interviews and what the people said and see consistencies and inconsistencies. And what happened is, he came into he started studying the word. He became a Christian, got into the Bible, and he stopped doing it. And he said one day he's reading the Bible and something said, let me go back and look at my files at something. And he looked in his files and he noticed something. And he called one of his colleagues who did the same thing. He was still in it. he was still doing the interviews and writing the books. And he called one of them. And he said, hey, man, he said, I was looking through all my interviews and I noticed whenever somebody said the name of Jesus, the alien encounter would stop. And the dude who was still in the industry said, hey, man, can I tell you something off the record? He said, I noticed the same thing. He said, I've been seeing the same thing, but I didn't want to say anything about it because I feel like I'd lose my career if I said something. So anyway, all that to say, what these people call UFOs, and when you look at, is it Ezekiel or the beginning of Ezekiel or Isaiah, one of those books, it talks about what looks like so-called UFOs. So what people call aliens, just to wrap it all, this topic up, we'll move on to the next. But what people call aliens are really spiritual beings, you know, that, you know, and that junk line up with book. So yeah, shalom. Shalom. Oh, shalom all the way from Germany. Bobby Williams. Shalom, man. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Keep tuning in. Y'all subscribe to whatever platform you're watching this on. Definitely subscribe. And what'd you put? I was in. Yeah, so, but yeah, shalom, man. And there it is. Beat Brothers. He just put in there, we battle not against flesh and blood, but powers and principalities in high places. And like I said, the way I came into the truth is through music. I realized that, like I said, I looked at a picture of Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Lil Wayne, and I noticed that I was like, hey, something's off about them. And I started digging in deeper and studying about people who had went into high level areas in the music industry and stuff like that. And you could, as you begin to read all these people's stories, and they might be calling it the Illuminati, or there's some type of group that's orchestrating stuff, and you start reading all this stuff, you start reading Aleister Crowley's writings, you start reading all this stuff about what people say about the further you move up in Hollywood or in the music industry or in the government, or the higher you move up in these places, you start reading all these people's stories, and then you read what's in the word and you see a consistent pattern. And basically what you see is the demonic Satan operating more blatantly and outright, because these people are further distance from the Bible. So they begin, the spirit world is more, or the demonic world and interaction is more outright and blatant at those high levels. And because those people are not educated in this word, so they don't really know what they're seeing. So they think it's some type of group communicating among each other, but it's spirits that have control over these people, making them do their bidding at that high level. That's why people, oh, it's the Illuminati, because they don't think that, man, it couldn't be a spirit world manipulating these people. But yet, when you look at what these people do, it lines directly up with the wickedness you see the people doing in the Bible. Whether it's the government, whether it's high-level media, music, or movies, it's just, all it is the spirit world exacting, because those are the people that they got, the people who influence the media and the products we buy. Like you see, I got a chart, I'll post it one of these days, but everything's controlled by like a small group of companies. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see, everything and a small group and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. But that's why once I realized that it was just Satan operating behind the scenes, just like the Bible tells us it is. Once I realized that, I stopped getting caught up in all that stuff because I realized what it was. Let me see. Anyway, I can't find it, but it's like a little image. Oh, here it is, right here. Crazy. Hey, walk it like I talk. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right. So look at this. Check this out. All right. All right. So every single thing you buy, and this is just showing it. They got one of these for the media also. Let me see if they have it on this website. No, they don't have it. Every single thing that you buy, everything. We're talking, let me zoom in on this a little bit. We're talking soda, Burger King, McDonald's, anything you consume, deodorant, any of that. Well, this is showing everything you eat. And this is definitely everything you eat. M&M's, orange juice, you name it. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 companies control it all. Everything. Dude, let me pull one up for the media. Everything you do in the media. There was a good one for that. Oh yeah, here we go. All right. This is everything. So this is everything that goes into your mouth is controlled by 10 companies. Okay? Now watch this. Okay, this is heavy. All right? That's everything you eat. All right? Now this will blow your mind here now if you haven't seen this. Now this is everything you consume through your eyes and ears. Everything, including what we're doing right now. Everything you see in red is Jewish. That means they're Jewish. Okay? Let me read some of the names of these companies. Okay? This is everything. This is ABC, Google. YouTube is Google. YouTube, of course. Mark Zuckerberg has Facebook, Hulu, Marvel, Yahoo. Yeah, Facebook's right there. Pixar, Comcast, CBS. I can't read all that, but all you got to put is who controls your mind. Everything you see here that's red is they're Jewish. Everything you see that's green, they're gay. It means they're homosexuals. What you see in blue is it says non-white. So I don't know. So that means they could be Jewish, I guess. Oh no, they're Chinese or something, or some other nation. And then our black butts ain't nowhere in there. So this is everything that goes in your mind. Okay? They control Facebook that I'm using right now and YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Heavy stuff. It's controlled by a group of people. And then, let me see if there's anything. But yeah, that's, all right. And one last one. So this confirms what I'm saying about, I'm going to show you the companies that, Let's see. All right. Okay, so open. All right. So, and this last one is basically those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companies control everything you watch on TV. These companies are worth billions, and the professional graphics artists who made these. And what they're saying, charge up to $1,000 an hour. There's no coincidence in these work. So yeah, so there you go. It's crazy, man. So, but yeah, it's all that to say is the point I'm trying to make is everything we watch and eat and consume in this demonic nation is controlled by a small group of people, whether they be Jewish or not Jewish. But it's so when you move up there real high, what do you run into? A lot of sex magic, a lot of just crazy behavior, or behavior you would think is crazy until you study the word and you study Baal worship in the Bible and all that. And then you see it's just, they just serving Satan straight out. And when you get to the very top, you see they just blatantly straight up serving Satan. Straight up. You know? And it's like common knowledge that, and people have come out of the industry and said it. If y'all have ever seen that group Dru Hill, the dude in Dru Hill, his name is Woody. I think it's Woody. The one dude, he was Christian. And he talked about how initially their name, they had a name for the group. It was kind of named after Jodeci, because they kind of mimicked themselves after them. And they were saying how this guy, when they began to become professional and all that, that somebody, and they hooked up with the record industry, they said they assigned a branding person to them. And they said the lady, she looked real weird and demonic. And she said, first thing we're going to have to do is change that name. We need to make it something better. Let's call it Dru Hill, after Druid Hill, which is kind of like a demonic name. They gave him an insignia of a dragon. And they asked Woody in the interview, and that interview's out there. You can look it up on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And she said, would you say that the record industry, that they worship Satan and that Satan has an influence on it? And what he said, I can't say that I saw anything outright, but I saw a lot of stuff that pointed to that. He said, he talked about that lady saying that. And he also said, in order for a group to make it in the record industry, one person has to be into like demonic type stuff. And he said, in our group, there was one person that was into that type of stuff, and they would deal with the record industry. And that was the dude. It wasn't Cisco, because everybody thought it was Cisco. It was that dude Noki or whatever. You know, the pretty boy looking dude. He was into all that weird stuff. And he was the one who would get him the deals and do all that stuff. So anyway, you know. Yeah, so he said that thing represents the serpent. So yeah, so somebody wrote in here, I first learned about that from my, at the time, 14-year-old nephew. The arts in all its forms is the devil's work of this world. Huh. Okay. Elaborate on that, Ahasha. I hope I pronounced that right. Hey, elaborate on what you mean when you say the arts. Okay. So yeah, man, it's crazy out there, man. There's a lot of, but all that to say, You know, that's why I don't get caught up. You don't hear me getting caught up in Illuminati, this and this, that, and the other. Because when people ain't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, they serving Satan anyway. If you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you are serving Satan. So that's why in the churches, the further the church is from trying to be obedient to the Most High, the more wicked it is and demonic it is. That's why the Catholic Church is so off. Anywhere you see that, all that child molestation, that's witchcraft. What's his name? Aleister Crowley wrote about that. He said like the Catholic Church is like the highest Satanism, or that one of them dudes said that. It's basically this Satanism. All right. Let me see. So yeah, you know, a lot of Satan is a deceiver. So, and I realized that I was deceived. Like, you don't realize the witchcraft going on. Now, when you're like me and you done tuned out, then you see it. Boy, let me hit y'all with something else that just popped in my mind that's heavy, man, that I had no idea. Okay, I was at work, and I work on a Navy base with Navy dudes. And because all this the sex stuff is part of, that's Satan's thing, man. That's one of the ways he uses he knows he could get you far away from, he knows he can get you far away from the word if he gets you sexually depraved, particularly homosexuality. That's why they banging on us with it so hard as a nation. Because they know it's a quick way to destruction. It's a quick way to just overwhelm your mind and blow your mind. It's quick. And all it is lust gone crazy. They know they get you into that your lust will just overtake you. Okay? So, I was talking to this dude, man. Shalom. What's up, Deuce? Shalom, man. I was talking to this dude, and he was telling me, because I'm thinking, I was always told the Navy was the most homosexual branch of the military. And this dude blew my mind, man. He was saying how, no. He was like, if you ask anybody, hands down, if you ask them, they will tell you that straight up, the Marines are by far the most homosexual branch of the military. I was like, what? I was like, I thought you were going to try to call the Air Force out. You know, but I know the Air Force wasn't bad because we had a bunch of women in it. But the Marines, hands down, they were saying was by far the gayest. And he was telling me about how they were on a ship and like on a aircraft carrier or whatever. And from time to time, squadrons of Marines would come on there. And he was telling me about how in his Navy shop, there was a gay dude in their little maintenance shop. It was just one dude who was gay. And they kind of knew it. And they said he was walking down the hallway and he walked past this group of Marines and they just, boom, they started elbowing him, shoving him real hard when they walked by him, a whole group of them, and knocking them all against the wall. And they saw it happen. And they ran up there. They're like, yo, what y'all trying to fight him? What's up? You know, they had his back, make sure he wasn't going to get beat up. And the gay dude was like, oh, no, man, no, it's cool. And then the Marines walked off. And then the gay dude told him, he was like, no, they're cool, man. He's like, that's how the Marines secretly let you know that they gay. He was like, they walk by you and they'll hit you like that to let you know they like you. If they know you gay, that's how they let you know they like you. And he took him over to his office and showed him his email. And it was just all these Marines just saying, hey, man, I like you, this, that, and the other, and all that stuff like that. And he was telling me a bunch of stories. And he was telling me about how even in Marine basic training, it's almost like they almost train them up to be gay. He said, like, when they go to the bathroom, 3 of them, like the little urinal, 3 of them have to go pee in it at the same time. And it's like a bunch of stuff. And he was saying what the rationale behind that is that you'll fight harder for your lover who's right there by your side than you will for, you know, your wife if she's way at home and you're thinking about her. You're not going to fight as hard, you know? And in a way that ties in with like Romans, with the Greco-Roman and the Spartans. When you look up the history on that, it ties all in with all that. And it's crazy, man. Yeah, so it's, dude, it's, so what you got out there, what you got is a sodomite army. And you better fight to the death because you don't want to lose to them. Like, you better go, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying it's a deception. That's right, Brother Thomas. It's Babylon. Like, it's like we've been so deceived, you don't realize how it's a deceptive wickedness that this country has. So, recapping what we talked about today, I'm just trying to expose the wickedness. And I'll go into it later, but the bad programming coming from the media, the covert homosexuality everywhere. Like, we're watching football, you watching men run around in tights, tackling each other. And these dudes are running around in spandex and leggings. I know y'all hate me for this, but I'm just telling you the truth. You watching, and then I don't watch TV, so I don't know how bad it is, but somebody was posted on here that when you watch she was watching soap operas and it's just gay everywhere. They cramming homosexuality and lust down your throat because they know that's the most powerful tool to just flip you over into Satanism and destroy you. We talked about the sorcery in the hair care products where Satan done deceived these people in these companies. And how is it they're putting stuff in the products to disrupt your endocrine system in the black woman's hair care products? They're putting stuff in there to disrupt your endocrine system, which is the system that controls your emotions, and giving women fibroids and destroying our women. I'm showing you how the military is training you up to be a homosexual. And dude, let me blow your mind with this. When the dude was telling me this, I was like, he lying. And he's like, hey, Mike, look, how about this? That dude who works over there in the office, who's a retired Marine, his son went in the Marines. He said, go in his office and look at that picture he has up there. And what it's a picture of is, he's like, I don't remember word for word, but it's 3 dudes sitting right next to each other on toilets with no divider, and said, there's nothing like taking a dump. You know, they got their pants pulled down and the nakedness exposed. Right. And it said, there's nothing like taking a dump with your brothers. Like what I'm telling you, or with your fellow Marines. I'm telling you, man. But what I'm showing you is the covert wickedness right there in plain sight, that they've slowly turned the flame up on, like they say, you put a frog in water, and you don't drop it in boiling water. You slowly turn the water up, and they don't notice it. But it's like, for me, I don't watch TV. I don't watch sports. We don't have cable. I don't watch the programming that they put on television. So when something does happen, like sometimes I'll tune in to watch the Super Bowl, you know, a couple quarters of that, or some basketball, like the finals. Maybe I'll watch a game, And it just blows me away. Like it hits me like, whoa, this is wicked. But when you're just sitting there watching it day and day out, you don't realize the programming and what it's doing to you. Same thing with the black hair care products. The lady was saying in that news interview that they don't even disclose that the stuff's in there. That the stuff that could disrupt your endocrine system, which is your hormone system, your hormones. And your hormones are chemical messengers that control everything in your body. And some of y'all are in the medical, so let me know if I'm right, but I think I was right when I said that. But it disrupts the chemical communication system of your body and throw you all off, have you acting crazy. That's part of the reason why a lot of sisters be acting crazy. They trying to destroy us. And all that to say this. What's the answer? Oh, this is what they're going to tell you. Oh, go out there, get a sign, and stand out in front of the store and in front of the company and say, no more bad products, no more bad. They have you out there wasting your time. Now you're wasting time. Saying, no more bad. No. Buy from our people. Buy natural products. Create your own natural products. Stop trying to look like them. How are you going to stop trying to look like them? By getting your mind right. You know what I'm saying? That's the answer. That's how you fight them. You can't fight them any other way. Homeboy came in and confirmed you ain't going to fight Gorilla Mainframe. Look up Gorilla Mainframe on Vice TV. They rocked that dude. Like the dude, he had posted some video and it got wind of the FBI, and the FBI sent a team in, arrested him. He lost his job. They messed him up because the FBI said he might be a threat. They rocked him. So, so yeah, it's no joke, out there. So we have to, we gotta, it says, come out of her, my people. And it said what? Choose none of her ways. And the ways of this country are so deceptive and so embedded in us that we don't see it. Like, it's deceptive. It's deception. So you have to constantly be doing a purge and a mental analyzation of yourself to see, hey, where am I choosing her ways? Where am I implementing it? And sometimes I find where I'm doing it. It's hard not to. We swim in an ocean of wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's read some of y'all's statements. No, you can't. It wouldn't work. They beat you up for those products. Yeah. Oh, you said wouldn't work. Yeah, some of these women are addicted to that hair stuff. To where that one lady, did y'all see that video where the dude was out there telling the woman, hey, don't get it. Like, after the dude had beat the woman up in the store, then they boycotted the store. Then he put it at half price, and there was a line waiting to get in there and get the stuff. And a woman was ready to walk up to this big dude. This dude was big. And she like, ran up on him. Probably because her endocrine system was all disrupted. But she was ready to go to blows with homeboy. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like the deception is heavy, It's heavy, man. The deception is heavy. Said we are to live in this world, but not be a part of it. That's right. That's right. And you know what? What makes it easier to live here is when we're building alternatives to this society. Because I understand that a lot of our sisters, that's why it's so imperative that when my wife comes on, tune into that tomorrow so she can show you an alternative, because that was part of what she was seeking, an alternative to these perms and all these hair options they give you that are destructive to your spirit and to your body. And like I said, she's going to show you alternatives. Y'all can question. She has sister locks. Her name's Koya Israel. You can check her out on Facebook, and you'll see her products on there, and like what she teaches about and all that. And she ain't coming on to sell products to you. She'll show you how to make them yourself. You know what I'm saying? But she'll show you because there has to be, we have to start building alternatives to this society, to what it offers. You see, we got a good, one of the key areas we needed an alternative to was the music. You see Brother Josh, Brother Morris, Amir Ryder, and John Lutcher, and all these other brothers dropping music that's way better than what they putting out secularly now. Like, I don't even want to listen to any of that music that they dropping now, because it don't even compare to what Jay Lutch and Amir Ryder, what they putting out now, literally. And I'm not just saying that. It's like you hear some of their songs and you can't help but rock your head. So we got to come up with alternatives. And it can't be none of this, okay, these sisters is making these, or brothers, whatever product you put out or whatever alternative you put out, it has to be in excellence. You can't just slap some crap together and say, and the Chinaman, the Korean over there charging $5 for a big bottle of his poison, and you charging $30 for a little bottle of something. You're going to put us on welfare. You know what I'm saying? It got to be done in excellent and perfect. And because what? We doing this as unto the Lord. So it has to be done right. Like I said, it has to be alternatives. Brother put in there 9 billion they make off our queens. Wow. I didn't know that. 9 billion? Shoot. I might get into hair care then. I might grow my junk out and get some sister locks. You know what I'm saying? Brother locks. Yo. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You said, do you, no, you can't, it wouldn't work. They beat you down. Okay, he was talking about something earlier. How can you be upset with our looks when we are made like our Father? Okay, that's what the brother was asking there is, that's a good, I'm glad you said that. Why are our sisters upset with their looks and don't like their natural hair? We have to be patient and empathize because it's through heavy brainwashing. Look at what's in the Disney cartoons. Long, flowing, straight hair. From the very beginning, all the cartoons. So as soon as a kid comes into this world, they're seeing long, flowing hair. They don't see no beautiful afros. And that's an image. They know the power of putting images in front of you. And they don't see that out there. They're constantly getting bombarded with Barbie dolls and all this stuff.
Baby, we getting off track.
To reinforce, relax. They're constantly getting bombarded with stuff to reinforce that image in their head everywhere. And then look at the sitcoms. You see the sitcoms, you don't see no sisters running around with afros and natural hair. A lot of the jobs frown upon you walking around with your natural hair. So it's systematic. It's by design. Okay? And through that, they're destroying our sisters. And it's up to us to educate them, to show them the beauty of all that. And like I said, that's what Sister Koya Israel, that's what she's going to be doing. Gather. We are to live in this. Yep. Okay, so yeah, she'll be on there. So, don't buy. It's right. So you were saying, somebody said, so basically don't buy anything with an Israelite face on it. It says, oh yeah, don't just go buy anything. Yeah, just, try it, but you know, we also have to learn how to do business, how to get the right products, you know. I tell you something that just dropped in my spirit just now, like something that just dropped in my mind is like a lot of this stuff, if it's made naturally, we need natural products. We got people like Brother Asa who run a farm where we can source natural products from. So we not, you know what I'm saying? To as much as you can, keep it inside. Keep it among our people. We a team. Let's play ball like a team. You know what I'm saying? Don't get brainwashed into thinking that we have to help the other team. That's not in the book. Not so. You must be fair to our people. So my wife, Sister Koya Israel, she put, most women know of the natural hair alternatives. I more so desire to encourage our sisters to make the transition and stay with it shamelessly. So she's saying she wants to spiritually encourage you and give you that confidence, because that's something we as men don't understand, is the emotional attachment. Go ahead.
The emotional attachment between a woman's beauty and her physical appearance.
Okay.
And I think what we need to focus on more so is the condition of our hearts, because that's where real beauty flows in the first place. But if we're gonna, you know, make ourselves attractive, let's do it naturally. Let's leave all the chemicals and the toxins out of the equation, okay? And that's my stance, you know. But we'll talk about that more tomorrow.
Yeah, so
bring it all out.
She's gonna bring it all out, and like you just heard us say, because you didn't hear me say, because I don't know about all that stuff, but she's gonna hit it from the emotional angle also, which is probably the biggest part. That confidence, that boldness, because the Most High is not giving us a spirit of fear. Spirit. Let's see. I'm just reading y'all's comments there. It says they look at you crazy too in the workplace.
Yes,
I've had.
I'm gonna talk about that.
I had some.
Talk about that too.
To look. Okay.
I have been there and done it all. When I say all, you gonna know all. I've experienced it all. Workplace, family, just out general.
And Sister Barbara, she put, I'm a 64-year-old grandmother and have been natural for 3 years. I love who I am.
Friends.
Shout out, sister. Shout out. Good job. Support our nation. That's right. Me too, sis. No perm or anything. I make to make me look white. Exactly. Envy not your oppressor. It says kids, young children are being targeted and put out of school because of their natural hair.
Oh,
what?
Yes.
And then being programmed by whitewash cartoons and children's media.
And y'all know what that's about. Y'all know exactly what
wow.
that's about.
It's like, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's like, it's covert hatred of us, you know. It says, yes, sister, that works in a professional workplace may not be able to go natural. Wait, it says, yes, sister, that works in a professional workplace may not be able to go natural. Hey, look, let me tell you this. Just something real fast. Just from what I showed you. It's so important for our sisters to go natural with their natural hair that it'd be worth quitting, getting a new job. Because look, they just said that stuff is messing up your endocrine system and giving you diseases. If that don't motivate you to begin banging on your spirit to get it in there, I don't know what will. Okay, Orlando is big in woman wear weaves. Okay, the support there, they support theirs, so it's nothing wrong with supporting ours. And brother, I'm glad you put that in there, man. Yes. Cause I'm gonna park the car right there, and we're gonna sit here for a second.
On what the brother the problem sometimes.
If the brothers,
have the men supporting the natural look.
Yeah.
So we don't talk about that.
And if the brothers,
we want the men on there tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. I ain't gonna get on that then. I'm gonna leave that there. But what this brother here said is they support theirs, so nothing wrong with supporting ours. Hey, because I'm unashamed about supporting my people.
Right.
About being about my team. Absolutely. And screw your team. We playing basketball. I ain't supposed to be putting the ball in your basket. So don't try to deceive me into playing for your team. I'm playing for my team. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the whole deception is you supposed to be ashamed for playing team basketball and being about your team. That's how they keep us deceived. And I'm unashamed about it to the point where I told some dudes, we were sitting down, we were talking about some of the police shootings, and I told the dudes, we need to separate, we need to, and I worded it with wisdom. I said, we need to separate and and stay among our own people. I said, because I didn't say white people, I said, this beast government told us to integrate, and it's done nothing but destroy us since we did it. And how about the dudes and these are far right extreme dudes. Some of them I would imagine have KKK affiliation. How about these dudes totally agree with me? And it's funny that they called this angry dude in the shop. They said he was a racist. This is after I told them all this stuff. They called this angry dude who's not a racist, who's for white folks, but he an angry black dude. They call him a racist, and they said, oh no, Mike, you're not racist. It's funny. But it's like, what I'm trying to show y'all is all these other nations know that it's about your people. But we the only ones who don't know that. But, you know, anyway, I'm getting off. So, let's see. True, thanks, sis. I'm natural. I love to hear from you. And like I said, Sister Sequoia is going to be on the show tomorrow at 1 p.m. Definitely tune in. She's very knowledgeable on the hair thing. I can tell you that. Because, I mean, she studied it for years with an S. So, you'll get some heavy stuff. Sister put these products cause cancer. Reproductive issues. Yes, and this is not a race thing. It's about loving our nation. Yeah, exactly. I don't, and that's why I always say, I don't hate white people. I don't hate Koreans. Right. I just love my people. Right. I love our people. And it hurts me to see the condition there. I'm on some Moses type stuff. Mm-hmm. It hurt him to see the condition of his people. And it's like people want to call you a racist for saying that. Well, you call me whatever you want, but I'm going to still love my people, and I'm not worrying about these other nations. I ain't worrying about these other nations. Because when you look at their actions, it says you will know them by their fruits. You got the Koreans poisoning your head. You got the Jewish folks poisoning your mind. And then you got the Europeans beating you down where they didn't, you know, they getting what's left over, and they inviting other people to come in and do it. All right, let's see. We gotta reprogramming. That's all it's about, man. What are you filling your mind with? What's the bulk of what's going in your head? That's why these sitcoms are so toxic. Because they're programming you with so much stuff and you don't even realize. They're trying to desensitize you to homosexuality. They're trying to tell you that real beauty is this long, stringy hair and all this stuff. They're like programming you in so many wicked ways that's perfectly against the Bible. You know? Men ain't supposed to be running around in spandex. You know? I mean... Come on, dude.
It's the world.
Yeah.
Worldly.
But you know, and it's all right.
Out of her, my people.
From hair, so brother B, brother, he put from the hair to the food, everything need to be changed. Did not stop this. Oh, someone might need. Yeah, somebody might need to hear. I'm pro Hebrew. That's right. Hey, if that term, if that's not copywritten, man, I think I'm gonna put that on my on the Spiritual Combat show, on the Spiritual Combat Pro Hebrew. I like that, bro. Let me know if I can use that, because I like that. I'm pro Hebrew straight up, man. John Williams, man, Raven Word Clothing, you need to make a shirt of that. Pro Hebrew. I like that. Let's see. I like that, man. I'm using that. Hey, man, let me know if I can use that, because I'm using it. Exactly, man. If we don't love our own, who will? Who gonna love us? It's like, look, we done tried this what do you call it in the 1960s? The civil rights and the unification, merger, you know, we are the world, happiness and cookies and cupcakes thing. We done tried it for how many years, and we worse off? It's like, come out of that, man. Yeah, nobody, we are all we got. Nobody, they have proven this. Nobody is going to help us except us. The government is not going to help you. Nobody's going to help us except us. Like, yeah, and the TV portrays us as, they try to make us look stupid, try to brainwash the women in the being a whore is something good, and now they want the women aspiring to be strippers, which is basically a whore, because, you know, somebody gonna come in there with a bunch of money and pay for that thing, and, you know, and they're inspiring the men to be either entertainment or you know, thugs and criminals. They not we the salt of the earth, you know, and what happens when the salt loses its season? So somebody asked, how do you spell your wife's first name so I can find her on Facebook? It's Qoya. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, they want to find you on YouTube. So here, I'll show you. Hold on one sec. So this is her page right here. There. So right there. Qoya Israel. Okay? And that's how you spell her her page. So I'll leave that up there for a sec so you can see it. Alright. And but like I said, when she goes live tomorrow, it's gonna be on my page. So brother Tony, Shalom Tony, he put we special people, yes, and I love that comment. Yet we choose to live like animals. We got to learn our self-worth and learn how to love ourselves. Then we can love one another. Exactly. And that's the first step. We got to get our minds right. And that's where we need to park the car and just sit there and bang on that. Because we can't move in all this deep doctrine and, yeah, this is a reflection of this and all that. And you wicked as heck and you a nightmare and folks don't even want to deal with you because you coming with all this deep, heavy stuff when our people are thirsty and suffering for just basic character development stuff. Like I said, you see our women poisoning these other nations is poisoning our women, and I don't want to harp on that too much because it gets me kind of mad when I say it like that, but it's like, let's focus on that instead of all this, you know. Anyway, all right, let me keep reading. Twin Bizzle, he put, a lot of us don't know who we really are, but the Bible is our history. Check out the book from Babylon to Timbuktu. Yep. And like we said, there's a bunch of stuff coming out that's really gonna hit the masses and smash into the masses on a mainstream level. That's gonna wake people up to who they are. Okay, so what we need to do is us as the core group, like all of us awake Hebrews. If you in this truth right now, there's getting ready to be a mass awakening, and all y'all are going to be, we need to be ready to receive this, because you, before you know it, are going to be leading a bunch of people and teaching, because this thing is about to get huge. But if we don't know how to deal with each other and all that stuff, and we ain't got our character right, and we got all these personality flaws, it's going to be a mess. All right. Somebody put Psalms 82. The whole world is out of order because we are out of order. Exactly, man. And we beginning to get in order. We need some Hebrew television network. How about it? Hebrew Entertainment Television. Hey, look. Who put this in here? Yes, you run. Hey, man. See, now you making me let the cat out of the bag. On Monday, it's going there. I'm beginning to roll that out on Monday. It's gonna be a little TV network. It's gonna be streaming across a couple platforms. Tune in Monday. You made me let it out the bag heavy, but that's going down. We doing big things, and that's why I've been trying to talk. And I'm going to tell y'all a couple other things that's going on. I'm working with some brothers on making a Hebrew show, a series, a sitcom. So that's in the works. The scripts are being written as we talk. That's going down. I've been leaning on some brothers, and they ain't got back to me, but I've been leaning on some brothers to begin submitting content for stuff I could put on. We need kids shows. So people know how to draw and can talk silly and all that. We need that. Our kids need something. And y'all sitting on the skills, and I'm putting it out there, and ain't nobody, it's like everybody just like, well, who gonna do it? You. Can you draw? Are you silly? You got a silly voice?
Not silly, but.
Well, not silly voice, but you be like, I can't read animated, like, yeah. And then Joseph went to the so-and-so. And I started like, man, I sound like an idiot. It's like, dude, that's the market. Like, if you could do some, like, because I already know that's untapped. Like, if somebody can do that and can read animated and send me some little pictures, dude, that's hundreds of thousands of views, because there's more kids than anything. And Lord knows they need something to do. And I know people with the skills, but they just sitting around. I don't know. But anyway, that Hebrew network is coming. And one of the things I need is content. And I'm going to make that known when I roll it out, that, hey, if you want to put something on it, get with me. All right? Because it's not about me. Like, I'm not building this on me. This is going to help everybody else out. You see what I'm saying? All right. So we also need to learn how to survive without power. Hey, that's already going down. Like, we're waiting. There's a brother that I've been in talks with, and he's waiting for a situation to get rectified, and he's rolling that out full force. And this dude is trained in that by the military. Starting fires, all that stuff. It's coming. Like, all that's coming. You know what I'm saying? But we need people's support. And when I say support, I'm not talking about necessarily financial. That's like the last thing we need. That's the least helpful thing. It helps, but that's the least helpful. The most helpful is when people hey, I could do this. Hey, I know how to do this. Well, do a video and send it to me so I could put it out there. And some brothers heed the call. Others like, well, they don't want, they don't want to learn how to survive in the wilderness. Even though I've been trained on it for 40 years, or they don't want to know how to do money management. Even though they've done it for 40 years. See, and right there, see, that was Dr. Mumbi. She just contacted me. She said, Shabbat Shalom, brother. My name. Okay, so I'll be in talks with Dr. Mumbi about coming on the show. So that's coming. That's another thing that's going to be coming. So things ain't work, but I need y'all. Hey, man, if y'all got something that y'all can bring to the table, not necessarily just for the TV. What skill do you have? What do you do 24/7? But, some of y'all like, well, Mike, I just sit here and watch TV when I get off work. Cool. Let me know what's going on TV. I need that. I'm so busy, I don't be knowing half the stuff that's going on. Keep me informed. All y'all do something. That's how we're going to become a nation, is by everybody putting a brick in. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let me see what all y'all saying. I truly believe we need to make our own products, and it's not hard to do. I'm looking forward to Koya's show. That's right. I'm telling you. Get the word out when it comes when she comes on tomorrow. Definitely share it. We need somebody to teach how to sew clothing. That's Koya. Let me tell you about this girl here, because that's why she be so busy. She does a lot of stuff, and she does a lot of stuff with excellence. I can say that. Koya, my mother came over one time and said, here. She let her borrow her sewing machine.
No, I asked her, could I borrow it?
Oh, she asked her to borrow it. And she took it and ran with it. Next thing you know, I bought her a little $300 sewing machine from Walmart. And how about this girl been featured on websites and magazines? For the like major sewing magazines have seen her stuff, because of the level that she could sew at with a machine and by hand. And then check this out, how these other nations are. She went to a sewing class over here in Jacksonville where her little $200-300 sewing machine sat it there. This lady had like a $2,400 machine and tried to clown her and say some condescending comments about her machine. Little did she know, this woman, it's been featured in magazines. Like, she got that Hebrew skill. So she gonna do a sewing show first also. She also great at cooking. She that Proverbs 31 woman. But the emergency is that hair. So we gonna smash on that first. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe we need to make, and she makes, well, just go on her page, you'll see that. We have the Shabbat to help us get it right. Focus time. Yep. With that said, hey, Shalom D. I'll be hooking up with all y'all today. Tone and Shantae and all y'all. We'll be. All right. Must be the law. Trying to read all y'all comments. Hey, y'all, all y'all, especially y'all on Facebook, make sure you like the Spiritual Combat page, because that's where the lives are going to be getting done at from now on. If you're on Facebook, get your notifications, get all that set up so you can see when I go live, because it's going to be on the Spiritual Combat page. It's not going to be on the Michael Israel page too much anymore, on the profile page. It's going to be on my Spiritual Combat fan page, or whatever you call it. With that said, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And like I said, when Boom is not having a service down here, I do this in the morning anyway, even when Boom's having a service, but I won't go this late because I have to get out there to whatever they having. So, but I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope this was edifying to y'all. Definitely tune in for to Sister Koya Israel tomorrow at 1 p.m. on this same channel. It'll be streamed across all the platforms. I'm also talk with Rebirth to stream it across their platform. And I have to coordinate that because well, no, we should be good. We should be clear for that. So, but definitely tune in for that tomorrow. It'll be at 1 p.m. On Sunday. Koya Israel, she's gonna be talking about natural hair. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you go to the Spiritual Combat channel and the page, the Spiritual Combat page on Facebook, and like that so you can get notifications about when I'm going live. You know, so you don't miss it. Like I said, Koya Israel, she'll be on there tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna have pink background. You ain't gonna see the military type. It's gonna be girly camouflage. We're gonna roll it all out for her, you know. And you ain't gonna see me. I'm gonna be in the background, but definitely, and please keep us in your prayers for spiritual attacks and stuff. We need your prayers for that. And with that said, I'm gonna wrap this up and enjoy the music.
If you come against the scriptures, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our heritage, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man, we gon' rise up. Rise up, we rise up. If you come against the king, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our Elohim, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man, we gon' rise up. We rise up, yeah. Rise up, and rise up.
Rise up in the morning, see my people in poverty, crying out to my people, asking me why you bother me. Slaves, we living in colonies, walking like zombies who bred with lobotomies. Even preacher man and creature man, down low with them sodomies. And no, it isn't an oddity, rather the norm, so check the academy. They say if it ain't easy, I guess that's the academy. Rise, I'm getting anatomy, know that they lie to me, no longer lie to me. The shoe have flipped up the process. Yeah, I molded the pottery. Hold up. What they gonna do when they show up? Will they ever grow up? Cause some rather breed with a bowl than to run and plant seed with a sower. You remember Noah? What you gonna be when the blow, when they haven't reseed, then it roll up? Then you're gonna go up. You better reread what you know of mainframe, DP, and to go up.
If you come against the scriptures, man,